Welcome, everyone, and another great afternoon here on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern as we do our next Star Trek or Star Wars fan film. Today it is Star Trek, and are briefly covering our review of Star Trek, or excuse me, Starship Farragut: The Crossing, which was uh, pretty well done, I would say. The series creator, his name is James Broughton, and he's worked with both James Cawley and Vic Mignogna in their respective series, as well as doing his own. And they're all based out of the Atlanta studios there in Georgia. With me today, our first co-host here on the panel is Mr. Palin. How are you doing, Palin?
I'm doing great, and we have a wonderful film we're going to be reviewing today.
Yeah,
What
it's
a
very
viewing.
cool. Yeah, it draws from the Mirror Universe, which I thought was absolutely well done. There's JPR. Yeah, we'll get to you in a minute, JPR. And welcome. Yeah, I have to say, this is probably one of the better Mirror Universe related fan films that came out. But by the way, as I said, James Broughton, he spells that Broughton. I think I spelled it right. Anyway, James Broughton brought a lot of series of fan films like this. They could average from just over 30 minutes to almost over an hour. This one, I think, was about an hour long. Somebody told me there was a Starship Farragut certain episode which lasted about 50 minutes. I think this is probably one of them because it was just over an hour long. And it did really well. I mean, it talked about the mirror universe. It has the rift in time, which was opened up, and there's a very cool a scene which I'll describe in brief detail so that folks can see it. Um, Let me go ahead and make a copy of this and put it in the chat of the episode. So if anybody is curious, they can go take a look at it. We'll just make a copy here real quick. Alrighty. Charlotte, hi. Be right with you, Charlotte. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. No, don't do that. Okay. Hate these notifications. All right, let's paste. All right. Okay, folks. So let's see. First of all, we had Jay Aldrich here. Came by earlier. Says, "Hey, Mikey, I haven't slept all night, so I may not make your stream." There's Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome. Remember, we all say "Ahoo" when Miss Charlotte, Night Star the Werewolf, comes into the chat or panel.
Ooh.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I know that you are our silent hostess. If you do say anything, we'll try to make sure we see it in the chat. So, thank you, hon, for being here. Really. So anyway, yeah, let's. Hi. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. First of all, as I said, Jay Aldrich said, "Hey, Mikey, I haven't slept all night, so I may not make your stream. If not, let everyone know that I rate this a fan film a 10 out of 10 and a 5 out of 5 with a grade of A. A plus 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 plus." Well, great. Thank you, Jay. I'm glad that you did get a chance to see it. So hopefully everybody did that I picked for our special panel as we do every weekend. JPRBH1, hello, Mikey. And hello, Jay. Well, Jay's not here, JPR, but he left us a message. Let us know he loved the film. Jeff B, hail, Mikey, and Helen J, JPR, BH1. Yep, thank you, Jeff B, for arriving and being here. There's Charlotte. Send the link, Mikey. Okay, I did, honey Charlotte, but I'll send that again. Just a second. Here, let me get to Facebook. Yeah, I did forward it, but I'll try again. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So we'll get to this here real quick. All right. Yeah, I sent it to your other Charlotte. Let's see here. No, I don't need that. No, I don't need that. Oh, okay. So give me a moment. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit under the weather, if you can tell from my from my raspy voice. So Bear with me today, folks. All right, let me send this out again. Paste, and there you go. Yeah, that was the link. Okay. Yeah, I just resent it, but yes, you're here, so we're good. Okay, and then let's see. JPR says, "Hey, Charlotte," and Charlotte from Jeff B. And there is the link for Starship Farragut: The Crossing. So after the stream here, if you'd like to take a look at it yourselves, there's the direct link. Make sure you go there. Alrighty. And one thing I wanted to remind you folks before we continue, there are 2 polls in the community section of the Mikey Sues 4 channel. One poll is asking if I should continue to do quotes or quotes, so to speak, from any future webcam streams I do for the shows that I preview or review every week, Monday through Thursday. So let me know. Also, I asked in the poll if you would like me to continue doing what we call JAS, like Superman, which stands for Just Another Stream. And I love doing those. So, just talk about daily things and what's happening and catching up everyone on everything, pretty much, without including religion or politics or sex or anything. But we asked, yes, do you want us to continue to do that or no? So both those polls right now are in the community section. If you get a chance, please vote. Let us know. And I promise you, by Monday, which when I do my, if I get a chance to do, Monday is a big day. I got stuff going. I got to go and talk to some people. So I may not get a chance to do Red Dwarf, but if I don't, I will have a quick webcam up that I'll go online, go live when I'm done with my other business and let you folks know what the poll results of both were. So, yeah. So you will at least get that. All right. Yeah, just trying to catch up. There's JPR saying howdy to Jeff B. And Charlotte goes, ooh. And ooh from JPR. And thank you from Charlotte. You're welcome, Charlotte. Thank you so much for being here. We did send links to our friends Daniel Sifdan, Elijah, who is Little Blue, and Scott, who's Anchorman, and our brother Patrick Wise. So hopefully they can all make it today. And if they come here to the chat, they need me to resend, I can send it to their Facebook. All right. So let's see. And let's see here. I want to make sure I got everybody covered. All right. So there's Charlotte. And let's see. And I got JPR, Jeff B, Charlotte, JPR. And well, Jeff B, because I don't have your information in Facebook. Remember, we can only. It's best to only send invites to through Facebook Messenger. That's why it says, "How was I not subscribed to Starship Farragut?" I don't know, but it's fantastic. I've got the link to it there, so if you get a chance, watch it because it's really done well. There's a lot of good ones there. Hello, Palin. Again. Oh, I'm sorry. I found it in the Yeah, you found it in the Werewolf Nerdaholic Crusaders. Yeah, I sent it to your regular there, hun, and then to the other one. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, I didn't need it again. Okay. Well, see, you're you're way ahead of me there, Charlotte. Absolutely. Okay, so we'll highlight that. All right, we're caught up. Okay, so for the 2 wonderful people I have here on the panel, Mr. Palin, would you like to go first, or did you want to defer to the young lady here and she can give us her impression and her grade?
I mean, I could go first, but if you want to go first, Charlotte, it's fine by me.
Awesome. All right, Charlotte. Well, this is going to be, of course, every weekend we have it very simply done. First of all, we're hoping that you did see the episode. Second of all, what was your overall impression of it? And in that, you can also include your favorite scene. And then finally, just go ahead and give us your letter grade. Let us know what you thought of it. A, B, C, D, F, or or you don't care, or whatever you want to give. All right, Charlotte. So I'll just wait for your answers here in the chat. In the meantime, while we do, I want to say that both Palin and I, we saw it. We thought it was awesome. And of course, you just saw the grade that Jay gave it. He's not Jay Aldrich, my brother there, is a very big fan of Star Trek. Not so much of Star Wars, but that's okay. He gives a decent assessment anyway. But he really did love this. I mean, he watched it, he thought it was awesome, and I was like, yeah, it's about all the mirror universe and everything. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, and subscribed earlier today. Thank you, Jeff B. Yeah, and Palin here says hello to Jeff JPR, and yeah, awesome, Jeff. Thank you, and yeah, it's all right. A+ for sure. Awesome, Charlotte. Is there a scene in it? Because I'm awesome. You gave it an A+. Awesome. So was there a scene in it that you like too, hun? From any of it that you remember? I know my favorite scene, but I'll get to that because I'll be last. But yeah, but whatever you thought your favorite scene was. But that's cool. You gave it an A+. All right, so Palin, let's go ahead and get to you while she's giving her favorite scene description. Yeah, what was your overall impression of it? What did you think?
Oh, I at first found it a little difficult to get into, being my first Star Trek fan film, and I wasn't sure what to make of it for, let's say, 3 or 5 minutes. And then the second that we got past everyone getting off the hallway and getting to the bridge, things really started to pick up. I was really getting into the story. I hadn't dealt with the mirror universe in a while, and getting into the swing of things, it really drew me in. It took a while to reel me in, though, from that initial kind of weird beginning. But once that train started, once it left the station, it did not stop.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And I gotta say, Pelin, the two characters that really stand out are Taggart and Smithfield. They are by far probably two of the best, I would say, Star Trek type characters that I've seen and heard about in a long time. And they really do have a great series of fan films that James Broughton brought to YouTube. And right? I mean, it's just, and the captain, even the guy who plays the captain of the Farragut, that actor is really well. He's written well. He does his job really well. So plus there will be a future Farragut movie we'll cover, fan film, that has Captain Kirk, played by Vic Mignogna, shows up. And I think it's the first time he's introduced as James T. Kirk. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be some good ones there. Really looking forward to that. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sure. The moment that I keep going back to, and I was kind of chuckling when I first saw it, was when I forget the name of our true villain in this film, from the Mirror Universe, who was wearing, the Starfleet uniform from the Mirror Universe, but then he had his sparkly little belt and the big knife. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if this is a foreshadow, a Chekhov's knife, if you will, for something. And soon enough, he got to use it against Mirror Wilcox. And I thought to myself, he's not going to be around very long. 5 minutes later, yeah, he's not.
Right. I agree. Very cool. I gotta say, I think the fight scenes were very cool. I think the interplay in the hallways, they're shooting at each other with phasers, all the stuff. Really well done. I mean, I know. Okay, let's be fair. There's fight scenes in the original series between the Klingons and the crew of the Enterprise when they had that little entity, this little woo. You remember that episode? I'm sure you do. I know Charlotte does. And they're great fight scenes with just swords. They don't use phasers. They're fighting with swords, clubs, whatever needs they need. And of course, they still inflict lots of a substantial collateral damage. So I thought in this one it was done really well, even with the phasers, because they don't all have to use knives, but but still the knife is cool. Yeah, great, awesome. Yeah.
It just kind of added to the immersion factor. At first, it's like, what's going on here? Then I'm like, oh, this is interesting because it engaged me.
Yeah.
And I just liked how it ended, but I predicted from the beginning that I had like a Wrath of Khan feel to it, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
the sacrifice thing at the end, like, yep, call back to what happened.
Yeah,
Um,
and I was going to get to that scene because for me it just epitomized like the whole film. I just
yeah.
thought that it was a perfect ending too. Very cool how they did it as far as in post production when they put together the effects and everything.
One
Great.
of the things I
So what
always
was your
do,
yeah? So what was your grade, Palin?
yeah,
Obviously,
I was gonna give it. mm, Probably an A plus at least. I can't really find
yes.
anything wrong with it. The only thing, like I said, was just that for me, and this is just me as a new viewer. The slow start, but like a fish on a hook. Once you're on the hook, you're along for the ride.
Yeah, you describe it just perfectly. Man, you're great today, Palin. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It hooks you in, right? The first
Hmm.
few minutes you don't really think about because it's all about, in the first couple minutes, it's all about Taggart and Smithfield. Obviously, these guys are a thing. They're, a couple. You know this.
Hmm.
And they kiss and everything. So, I mean, obviously, you've established that these two got together here on the Farragut and they are in love and through circumstances. And I think it's just so cool. And then, of course, the action really starts. And when you hear the bridge alarm, klaxon alarms, and everything go off, you're like, okay, now you're invested. Now we're involved. And so, I mean, yeah, it's great. And yep, Charlotte gave it an A plus. And Jeff B said the Mirror Universe story was great. Many of the names in the credits were familiar. Yes, they were, because, like I said, many of those names had worked before on Star Trek New Voyages with Kali, and then they later on went on to rebuild the sets, put everything together for Vic Mignogna when he did his 11 episodes of Star Trek Continues. So, and we'll talk about those. We will, because I know people love those fan films, and like we said, even Eugene Roddenberry Jr., Gene's son, said they should be canon. So I think I agree with him wholeheartedly. I think these should be somewhere placed into the overall Star Trek universe as canon. Definitely for sure. Also, Jeff B said, yeah, the sets were fantastic. Oh, I totally agree. I think they were done really well. Alrighty. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. And definitely, Charlotte and Palin, thank you so much for being here. And of course, my beautiful wife, Suzanne, watching over in the background. Ooh. Okay. So, yeah, for me, I have to say, I think I said most of what has already been said. The sets were great. The characters were awesome. The plot was great. The storyline was good. And I liked the fact that it was involving the mirror universe in just a certain way. Always well thought out, good stories. Yeah, just good for me. Of course, my favorite scene, and I hope by this time most everybody's seen it. But my favorite scene, obviously, is here's the fleet from the Imperial Empire, from the Empire. And they're getting ready to come through. And then, of course, through some cool circumstances, they manage to stop. But the self sacrifice of the Mirror Universe, oh, God, what was his name? The guy that was flying in. But anyway, so the captain of the Mirror Universe is trying to come in to bring in the fleet to take over the Federation, ends up self sacrificing his ship right in the middle of when the rift closes. And there's the huge explosion, the crack up, and everything. It's just awesome. But then, but then that piece flies into the Federation, the piece that the captain of that ship is still on, and a Romulan picks it up. And then it ends as like a cliffhanger thing. And it's so cool. And it's so cool. So it's like it allows me to say, yes, I want to see the next one or to see the rest of them. So yeah, that really invested me. I love that. A plus plus for sure. I am absolute, totally awesome grade. Yeah. Okay, and Charlotte is showing that today she's doing an interview at 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 4 p.m. here Eastern Time with Taladia Plays. Did I say that right, Charlotte? Taladia? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So that'll be for today. Great, thank you, Charlotte. And yeah, on my channel. Yeah, obviously. Let's see. And yeah, Tiladla. Tiladla. Okay, Tiladla place. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So okay, so hopefully, yeah, we'll go about an hour. So hopefully we'll get our other fellow panelists to come in and give their quick impressions of the fan film. Teladia, lol. Yeah, right. And she said, I'm trying here. And Teladia, yes, you got it. Teladia, right. Teladia plays. Well, anyway, that'll be at 4 o'clock, right around 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, Pacific, as she said, 1 o'clock, 1:05, 2:02 or 2:05 in the Mountain Time Zone, 3 o'clock or so in the Central. So make sure you check out Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf later on this afternoon for her interview. I know I'll be there. I'll be at least in the chat there. Hopefully, maybe get into the panel. We'll see. So is Mikey. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So since I have both of you here, the one thing I want to ask is for future, like next week. Let's see. Next week is the 29th. Okay. I got to be honest. I may or may not be able to do one next week, but no promises. But if we do one next week, it will be a Star Wars fan film. And I wanted to ask both of you. You go ahead and go first, Palin. If we do the next, when I should say, not yet, but when we do the next Star Wars fan film, are there any that stand? Are there any of them that you've seen in the past that stand out to you? One that you think would be good to watch and then review, like we've done with this one?
I have not watched any in a while. I'd have to do some research before I get back to you on that.
Yeah, when? Yeah. How about you, Charlotte? Are there any recent Star Wars fan films you've seen might stand out to you? I know we've done a few good ones recently, so if you've heard around anything or seen anything, let me know in the chat. And here is our friend Booger414. Hello, Booger. Welcome, welcome. You and the wonderful Christine. Yeah, when? Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Yeah, give me a chance to highlight you. There we go. All right. And Charlotte says, I've been watching Andor, but that's not a fan film. It's a great show. Oh, okay. Cool. Andor. Sounds good. And Jeff says hi to Booger. And Charlotte says, hi, Booger. Hi, Jeff. Hey, all. And Booger says, I have a special connection to the USS Farragut, so was glad to see you reviewing this. Yes, sir. Booger, I know I'm sure we're friends on Facebook, but if you want to, my name there on Facebook. So if you want, for the next time we do another Farragut episode, which I think we can do for sure on the next Star Trek review we do like this, please send that link to me to your Facebook, and I can go ahead and make sure you're friended and everything, and then I can put you on our list of the panel list so that you can join us and give us your impressions of the show when we do Farragut. So yeah, please. That would be awesome. Oh, you do not use Facebook. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Uh, when we know which Farragut one we're going to do next in 2 weeks from now, I will go ahead and mention it. Then I want you to go ahead and mark it down. Go ahead and see if you've seen it. And if you have, I'll go ahead and quickly offer the link here to StreamYard so you can talk about it. Okay? Yeah, we can do that the very next time, if that'll be all right. Okay. And what do you use, Booger? Yeah, I don't use X. I got to tell you, I no longer have an account with X or Discord, just for personal reasons. I can't really say why, but I don't use those two anymore. But I do use Facebook. I use YouTube. And of course, I use StreamYard. So And we do have the option where we have up to 10 people that can be on here at one time. So yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's affordable. That's all I'm saying. If I were to go free, that's fine too. Up to 6 is totally fine with me. But yeah, I like having the extra allowance there, the extra space, for people to come in. So yeah, very cool. All right, so let me take that off, and we can hide that. Alrighty, and we got Booger. Cool. Okay, so let's see. All right, well then let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a Star Wars film, fan film. You know what? I'll keep you guys in suspense. When I decide on which one I'd like to show, I will do the same thing I did during the course of the week: is send you out the copy of the fan film I found, and then we can go over that. But it takes. That's why I say like I wait till about the middle of the week, because when I start at the beginning of the week, I'm already starting my weekly webcam series, and it takes a little while to get everything in my head, you know, uh, coagulated or something. I don't know if that's the word, but that's what I do. So and then I just I find one, I go, oh, that's good, and send it out. So yeah, I feel like it puts a lot of good suspense into it, and then people can go, oh yeah, that's a great film and stuff. Let's see. We're reading from the chat here. Booker says there are two other fan series I would love to add in because they're very different from each other. One is the USS Exeter. The other is the USS Potemkin. Yeah, those are good too. I do. I like them both. Uh, yeah. So Booger, good ideas. Yeah, thank you. Um, after we cover Farragut, I would definitely go ahead and because there's a lot of Farragut ones. They're really good. They're really well done. Yeah. So yes, we can move on to Exeter and then Potemkin after that. Sure, absolutely. And he says I don't use much social media other than YouTube. I do have an X account, but that's mostly used for local politics. Okay, all right. Well, I know where your channel is. So, in your comments, in your community, I can always leave you the link to the StreamYard when we do the next Farragut Star Trek. Yeah, definitely. Or when Star Wars, too, for that as well. So, yeah, Exeter took years to produce, but actually predated both the New Voyages Part 2 and continues. Yeah, it did. I heard that. Mm-hmm. I think I've even been blessed to see it once. Very cool. Alrighty, awesome. Okay, so we'll wait a few more minutes, and hopefully we can get. Let's see here, Daniel here, Elijah, Scott, hopefully, and Patrick. Hopefully, we can get them in. And we'll wait just a couple minutes, and if we don't see them yet, I'll try to send out the link one more time to each of their individual uh, and respective Facebook messengers. So let's see. So in the meantime, Helen, are there any other you know thoughts that you have about this episode? If you want, do you have anything else that you're promoting? Anything that's coming up in the next few weeks for you?
Well, as to the episode itself, there were a couple other moments that I kept coming back to in Farragut. When they were in the brig, for example, and the use of the torture laser or whatever.
Yes.
Which, I mean, being not as familiar with Star Trek canon as I am with Star Wars canon, I kind of chuckled to myself at that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the word to say, but the other thing, I know.
It's okay. It's okay, man. Don't worry about it.
The other thing was looking at the choreography, and again, as same with Star Wars, I'm always about the scenery, the
Yes.
bridge, and
Yes.
when I was looking, I'm like, this actually wasn't too bad for a fan film. The way they constructed it. The only thing I kept going back to was this one little panel that didn't update where everything else did, and it looked like it was just like a picture stuck on. I kept going back to that for some reason.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, I know of that. Yeah, I know the scene you're talking about, and I definitely agree with you. But it was just a minor thing.
yeah.
Also, uh, when they were in the prison cell type deal,
Hmm.
and he's trying to break out of it, and I mean, it was just and he's trying to figure out. He's the statistician guy. I'm guessing he's Vulcan. I don't know, but he's trying
Hmm.
to like break out of this thing because he knew how to create it, or he knew how to get out of it. He was trying to find the panel. He's kind of working
Hmm.
his way in there somewhere. And I thought that was kind of a little, I don't know, not really a bad thing. Just kind of like trying to make it to appear like it was more dramatic. The agonizer was cool. I really enjoy the agonizers that they use in the mirror universe. So yeah, I mean that stood out to me as well. And of course, it was well done. When TOS first did it with Mirror Mirror, you weren't sure what that was, and then there was the, uh, that room, the, I call it the room. It's not Kirk's place; it's the room, and it has that monitor where it can kill people instantly. And I just, yeah, that stuck in my brain because I'm like, well, where is this room? On this ship that's from the Mirror Universe, and it just kind of, yeah, it was kind of crazy, but yeah. Let's see here. Charlotte says, "What is your ex?" So I can follow you, Booger. And I'm Charlotte, Nightstar the Werewolf there. Oh, yeah. Yep, she's got an X account. Okay, so Charlotte, just briefly in the chat, any other thoughts you have about this episode? And are you looking forward to maybe seeing some more of these Farragut movies? They're really done well. I think they are. I think some of the best I've seen in a while. And they do add to the story, to the overall Star Trek universe as it stands. So yeah, they're very well done. They weren't done too long ago. Like I said, just before Vic would go into his finale, I call it the continues, which is, and I just watched, I rewatched again Pilgrim of Eternity, which brought back Michael Forrest, who was Apollo. Oh man, I love that episode to start it, and but at the very beginning, um, Kirk is shown by Scotty the early initial of the holographic room, and it's a gunman who has a gun and everything. It's just so cool. Um, yeah, it started. It really did start the series for me. I thought it was done very, very well. And she says, "I'm expecting Batgirl to show up sometime in these films." Batgirl. Batgirl Yvonne Craig is in the third season of the original Batman series. We can always do Batman too. That's not a stretch. She says, or Booger says, "Yeah, he just told her what his ex is there." Okay, so I just want you to read it. I won't repeat that, but that's cool. And then followed you, Booger. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad we can do that for our community. So, okay. Oh, yes, yes. They did, Booger. Thank you for reminding me. They also made animated episodes in the style of TAS. That's cool. Yeah, and those were done pretty well too. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the Farragut series. I have to agree. Um, Yeah, we can stick with that for a couple of fan films. Ones that really stand out to me. I like the longer ones because they do give more to the story, and it seems like it's definitely canon because it follows a set pattern. So, yeah, I definitely want to check those out. And I think they started about one. I think started almost 12 years ago. The other one was 9 years. One they came out, I think, just recently, about 3 years ago, and then there was one that was a few months ago, which is a brand new one that just came out. So, yeah, excuse me. Oh my gosh, sorry. I had a big breakfast this morning. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it just yeah, it turned out really well. Thank you for mentioning that one too. We'll definitely have to consider those. Booger, yeah, definitely. Okay. So let's see. While I'm uh while I'm resending to, let's see here. Uh okay. All right, Daniel, yeah, yeah. So just the four. Okay. Give me a few minutes. I'm just gonna resend the StreamYard to them. There's the community. Okay. So let me resend to Elijah. I think I already did. Yeah, I sent it to you. Okay, and just making sure that I did this. Daniel, let's see here. And they may be, like I said, preoccupied, but I just want to make sure. Yep, there we go. And then let's see. So Daniel, Elijah, Scott. Let's check Scott one more time. There he is, Scott. There we go. Yep, I sent it to him. And one more person, Patrick. Okay. Okay. All right, folks, everyone in the chat and panelists, thank you for your patience. I did make sure that I have a good copy sent, so should be to each of them. If they don't show up in the next couple minutes, we'll go ahead and end the stream right at the top of the hour, so at 1 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, sorry, on my time. 1 o'clock in the central time zone. So, okay, cool. Let's see, we have another link here from Miss Charlotte. There it is. Her Winona Ryder Heather's tribute. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, so we'll tag that, and yeah, please get a chance to subscribe to Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf. Make sure you go there to that particular watch video that she does for the movie Heathers, which featured Winona Ryder. So very cool. And then Booker says, I admit to having a fondness for the series that looks at other ships contemporary to Kirk's Enterprise. I agree. As I said, the attention to detail, and I think you would agree with me, Palin and Charlotte. The attention to detail is extraordinary. It's fabulous. It really is. You can obviously tell that these are people that are passionately dedicated to putting out a wonderful Star Trek related film like those, and they show their passion every time in every scene, and I think that's what we need more of. I mean, nowadays the Star Trek, this Star Trek 4, I'm still worried about, because they haven't really been able to put people together for that. I know Chris Pine said he won't do it unless he has his other friends with him, and he's really worried. He himself is worried about it because, of course, Anton Yelkin, who played Chekhov, of course, has died. He's gone, unfortunately. So rest in peace, Anton. But yeah, I realize they're dedicated to their friends and they want to work with them again. But then again, they're asking for a lot of money, and I'm like, no. Your first three films did all right, but they didn't do great, and I don't know if you want to do a fourth one. It's kind of a crazy thing. What are your thoughts on that, Palin? What do you think? You think they should do a Star Trek 4 film per se, or should they wait for more? Shall I say writers or backup? And Charlotte, the question is addressed to you as well. So, what do you guys think? Palin, you go first. What do you think?
Well, I always think if you want to go after something like that, you either want to do it well or maybe do it on a smaller scale. Maybe instead of a movie, you do kind of a short feature. It's not like a
Yeah,
full movie.
right. Yeah, yeah. It could be what you're saying is we could have it as part of a maybe like a Netflix series, something continued into it. Because I did try this already with Section 31, and that went really bad. That was not a good thing to say. Um, yeah, poor Michelle Yeoh. I thought it would do better. I really did. I thought there would be more positive reviews, but it didn't do well at all. And but at least I got to say, that I can say that I got to see it. So I got to see it in its entirety through the help of other friends in our community. But yeah, it was just appalling. I felt really bad. Um, And it's weird because they had this bar scene in it, which reminded me of something straight out of Star Wars, right? The cantina, on Tatooine, um, which is really weird, but near Mos Eisley. And yeah, Connie Clary, hello, welcome, welcome. This is our friend Connie Clary, but we know her as the Bird Woman of YouTube. And Connie suggests how about a mini series? Yeah, sure. Again, Connie, best case scenario is if you do have very good writers that put up a very good storyline, very good plot. You get some competent actors and actresses. I'm not saying when Section 31 came out, Michelle Yeoh is a very competent actress. She's very good at what she does. Hell, she even won you know, I think she did win an Oscar for her role in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Um, but that being said, when you just choose like minor projects like that and they don't go off very well, that doesn't say a lot for your reputation too. So I mean, yeah, you gotta have people to help on that. Yeah. Right. And yeah, no, Charlotte, hey, I'm with you there. Michelle Yeoh, yeah, absolutely. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. How about that? Or how about when she did the Mummy 3 with Jet Li? Their fight scene, that was fantastic. Even though the film itself wasn't that great, but the fight scene between them was just fantastic. Yeah, I loved it. Totally cool. And JPR says, "Hey Connie and Booger 414 Omnicastnet." Okay, I didn't know Omni was here. Okay, alrighty. Let's see. I didn't see him in the chat, so weird. Anyway, welcome everybody that's here. Okay, so I think we all agree. I think that myself, Jay, who gave his grade, Palin, and Charlotte here all agree that this Starship Farragut the Crossing was done really well. We all gave it an A rating, so yeah. So, like I said, I left the copy of the link to it to watch it. It is about an hour or so long. So, give yourself some time, get some snacks, get a drink or something, and just watch it. And I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you really will. It does involve the mirror universe, which, in the past has been done pretty well by some of the other Star Trek spin off series. Like I said, such as Enterprise, TNG might have done it. I don't know. I know DS9 did. I'm not sure about Voyager, but it was done pretty well for the times they did it. I think of all the Mirror Universe episodes, the two-parter from Enterprise with Scott Bakula as Archer, that was the best. I will always watch those two parts back to back a lot because I think it was done very, very well before the series ended, unfortunately. But yes, done very well. And then there's Connie saying, "Hi, JPRPH1." So that's cool, guys. And gals, thank you for being here in the chat today and also being here on the panel. My esteemed members here, Palin and Charlotte. Woo! Good to see you both. Yeah, so a couple more minutes and we'll have you promote your channels and then we'll head on out until another week. Like I said, for now, let's not count on the 29th, which is next Saturday. Let's not think about that right now for either Star Trek or Star Wars fan film because there's some real life stuff that I think might be going on. Or Suzanne and I might decide. Yeah, I think Suzanne and I might decide to go out either day, either Friday or Saturday, and we do our traditional thing once a month. We always go out toward the end of the month. We have a nice lunch, and then we go and see the latest movie, and then I come back and give you guys a quick review without spoilers of the film we go to see. So I believe the next one that's on our list is Minecraft, the movie, which looks very good, even though I've heard so many negative things about it. The one thing I would like to see in Minecraft is the fact that there was a great man named Technoblade, who is one of the few founders I consider one of the true founders of Minecraft in its early days. And I hope they mention him and others that have passed away that brought the Minecraft franchise into being. And Philza, another guy that Suzanne is familiar with, works with him. There's a few other people also. Yeah, I hope that they're all at least acknowledge the entire Minecraft community in your credits. In the end, do that, and I think it will be uh, most appreciated by everyone that plays the game or people that don't, maybe that aren't familiar, but they can. The effects look cool, at least they do. But I don't know. Jack Black is saying, "I'm Steve," and actual human beings in that world. Yeah, that should be interesting. A nice crossover, I hope. If it's written well, done well. And Charlotte says, "Yeah, I gotta go baking cookies." Okay, Charlotte, I'll promote you. So Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf is a wonderful hostess. We call her the silent hostess because she doesn't like to speak much, which is totally fine. She gives us all of her information there in the chat, or we usually talk through the private chat in the background there. Totally cool. Today she is doing a podcast at 1:05 her time, which is 4:05 here Eastern time with Taladia plays. So that should be cool. Tomorrow, I think she might be doing a watch party. I'm not quite sure, but we'll hope for that. And then my brother Curtis Selby, along with myself, Ezra, Kimmy Kim, her best friend, and her friend's daughter Scarlett can join us. So that'd be a lot of fun. Yep. See you later, y'all. Big hugs, much love and peace. Good to see you, Charlotte, and thank you so much for being a part of our panel today. Really appreciate that. Take care, Charlotte from JPR, and Connie Claire is saying hi to Mikey, and Palin says, "Have a good afternoon, Miss Charlotte." Awoo! Thank you, Miss Charlotte. You're a wonderful person. Thank you so much for being here for us. Likewise. Awoo! All right. Very cool. And there goes Charlotte. Okay. So, like she said, she left the link. Make sure you folks go check her out later on this afternoon. I hope to be there myself. So, yeah, hopefully everybody can check her out and see what she's all about. She does talk actually in those podcast interviews she does. So, yeah, make sure you're there for her. That's very cool. Yeah, thank you, Charlotte. Really. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and get to the end of this. So, as we go gradually. So, Mr. Palin, let me highlight you here. Go ahead and promote your channel, sir, if you got anything else coming up for you in the next few weeks or so.
Yeah, you can check out my stuff at Pal Trails. Unfortunately, there's nothing new as of this week, but hopefully after today, there'll be some footage of Mount Monadnock in New Hampshire. I do 4K hikes, so if you're looking for something to keep you distracted and good background stuff, there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, he's got some great content there. Some good hikes, some good climbs. Yeah, Palin is very, very esteemed guide for you on those trips and stuff. So yeah, please check him out. It is under Palindor, your full name, right? With the D-O and then the two I's at the end.
Well, in this case, my hikes are on Pal Trails.
Pal Trails.
Link right there.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, folks, there. I'll highlight that. See if folks have a few minutes to click on that link and check out his channel there, the Pal Trails. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I had that up there for you. Awesome, sir. Thank you. Booger, yeah, you keep making me think of Werewolves of London. Yes, Warren Zevon. Werewolves of London. See, I even know who said it. I told you, Warehouse 13 brain right up here. And if you folks remember that reference from Sci-Fi Channel, you're a genius. You're a nerd, okay, like I am. So if you remember that series, oh yeah, that's one of my favorite references is Warehouse 13. Absolutely. Connie said, "Sorry, I wasn't in chat much. I was driving." Connie, you need to drive. Okay, it's all right, hun. You didn't need to be in chat. We don't want you distracted so that you might get into an accident. Okay, real life is more important. Connie, don't apologize at all. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you're helping out. Your fellow friend and my wife there, Suzanne, with the chat just to maintain it. We're not going to be here for much longer. We got about 10 more minutes. I'm assuming that the rest of our esteemed panelists probably do have real life issues and they got stuff going on. That's totally fine. I don't mind it at all. I'm very flexible. Um, but Booger, the next time we do the very next Star Trek fan film, remind me, and I can remind me during the week. I know you see me sometimes when I do my weekly webcam series. So when I do those webcams, remind me during the week, and I can send you a copy to your YouTube there of the next fan film we'll cover. And I will also send you there the StreamYard link in your community section so that you can click on that and be a part of us. Because I would love to have you here, sir. I really would, especially if we're going to talk about that. Yeah. Now I want Chinese food. Yeah, the Soho in the rain, and yeah, I do. I do remember all of the lyrics somehow. Yeah, Warehouse 13 takes me back. It really does too. I really enjoyed it. We should actually do some streams about Warehouse 13. Pick out our favorite episodes and talk about them. Yeah, we really should. It's been a while. I know, a long time. And Connie says thank you. Absolutely, Connie. Um, and JPR actually, his name is John Pontoriero. So yeah, John, thank you again for being here, my friend. He says great series. I watched them all as they came out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was some good moments in that series. I agree. I wish they had never gotten rid of it. Yeah, because yeah, I do remember it did last a few seasons. I'd have to look it up, but I think it lasted at least 3 seasons, 4 seasons, maybe. Yeah, at least three I know of. Yeah, I remember Warehouse 13, good series. Only because they both featured numbers in the title, right? Do you remember Special Unit 2? Yes. Yes, I do remember that. And Jay says, PR says, I missed that one, Booger. Yeah. And then Palin said, not off the top of my head. I'd catch episodes as I could back in the late 2000s. I remember watching the Dresden Files around that time. I heard of the Dresden Files, Palin, but I never really got to see them. I guess that's a shame. Wish I could have seen those. That would have been nice. I'll highlight that one. Less. All right, so we're caught up in the chat. Okay. All right. So as for me, just briefly, real quickly, as you know, we do a weekly series here known as Weekly Webcam Series or WWS. We review 2 episodes from 4 different series. We do Red Dwarf on Mondays. We do 1 episode of TOS on Tuesdays. We are now doing Get Smart episodes. We're doing 2 episodes on Wednesdays, and on Thursdays we do 2 episodes of one of the greatest series on television, in my honest opinion, the A Team. So we do 2 episodes of that. And then every other Friday, according to your poll results, we'll know if we can do this, if you want us to do this or not. We're going to be doing a 5th webcam, but it's going to be solely based on random events, things that are happening around the world, and we call it JAS, is the acronym, which means just another stream. And it's just something, if I feel like doing it like every Friday or every other Friday, I'll throw it out there. We do it in the early afternoon. We'll try to keep around the same time frame we've been doing, which is 1 o'clock in Eastern. That's the best time for me because I have my breakfast, I get up, I'm around, I'm active, I'm moving, and that's the best time to come out and do the reviews and everything. So that's coming up. Um, I'm going to say right now, more likely we're not doing, since we covered Star Trek, the next one, of course, we'll cover when we come back is Star Wars fan film. But I don't think we'll do one next week because Suzanne and I do have plans for this week of things we're going to have to do and things we want to do at the end of the week. So I would say uh, no show for next Saturday, but the following Saturday we will cover Star Wars, and I will find a good fan film so that our panelists can watch it, look at it, and then give us their best review when they come back and do this at the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So, and also, Booger says Special Unit 2 was a secret Chicago precinct that dealt with the mythical creatures and the crimes that involved them. I do, yeah, I did watch a few of those episodes as well. Do you remember Alphas, Booger? Alphas? That was good. Yeah. And yeah, JAS like Jana, just another airline that reportedly flies to Area 51. How ironic you came with that, don't you think? Yeah. Quoting Alanis there. Who knew that she could read minds? Oh boy. But anyway, so that is for the Mikey Sue's Ford channel. Remember, as we always say, always expect the unexpected, everybody and everyone at once. So yeah. Okay. So as we're getting here to the end, first of all, Pellin, before we go, any last thoughts? Anything you'd like to say?
Well, I would just encourage our guests to check out the Farragut film. And like I said earlier, your mileage may vary, but once you're hooked, you're gonna be hooked. So give
Yeah,
it a
then
try.
you'll want to watch. Yeah, exactly. Then you'll want to watch the other Farragut series of fan films. Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, once you're invested in the characters, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. My last thoughts are like, I agree with Palin 100%. I think you should definitely go see it. The link is there. Go see it. Think about it. Say, yeah, this is the Star Trek you want. This is the Star Trek that you've been asking for ever since Enterprise ended in 2005. Absolutely. This is what you want to see. Great content, wonderful storyline, great characters, people you want to follow, people you want to believe in. And, Tired Midnight Blogger commented on my Red Dwarf. Okay, very cool. Yeah, that's our friend Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Blogger. He also helps us out with Charlotte Nightstar. So, yeah, that was cool. My brother said that. Okay, so, last but not least, as we always say, my wife says, leave everything in God's hands. A good piece of advice. My best friend Larry says, always be yourself. And of course, as we say here, always expect the unexpected, everybody and everyone all at once. And let's see here. John says, Sanctuary with Amanda Tapping was pretty cool too. All green screened, which was interesting. Oh, okay, that might be something to pursue too. Some of the Stargate series as well. Yeah, very good, John. Thank you. Yes, I like Sanctuary. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say a quick prayer for everybody here. So, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, bless everybody here we've seen today in the chat and also in our community, as well as our panelists here, Palin and Charlotte, and everyone that has worked with us in the past. Please bless all of them, all of their families. We appreciate the little things, most of us do, and we ask you, Lord, to, with the help of your Son Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, the blessed, most blessed Virgin Mary, our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, uh, in heaven, that they'll help us to appreciate the little things in life and to also be appreciative of all of our families and friends and people we know, and that we can get through this life without any more tragedy, without any more problems. And when someone is ready to go on to heaven, that we bless them, we bless their soul, and we bless everybody else that's around them. Because we'll all be there someday. We're all going to face the Maker at one time or another. So let's hope that we're prepared, both mentally, physically, spiritually, and everywhere else in between, to meet our Lord. So, with all this asked, God, we ask and pray. Amen and amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. There we go. Great. That was wonderful. This was a good stream. And again, Palin, thank you so much, my friend, for being here. Charlotte Nightstar, I'll see you later on this afternoon. Good to see you. And let's see, there's JPR. Thank you, JPR. Amen, amen. And hey, Booger from Connie. And there is John's amen and Booger's amen. Awesome. And Booger, please, like I said, during the WWS during the week, remind me, as we get closer to the next, like I said, it's going to probably be it's going to be 2 weeks. So when we get to the very next, as we get closer to the Star Wars fan film, let me know if you got ideas, anything you'd like me to put out there, because I will certainly go ahead and do that for the rest of our panel so that we can examine one of those. And Palin also said amen. Thank you so much. And Jeppy says, be well, everyone. All right, so let's go over real quickly the people that were joined us today, or the ones that were missing and absent, which I hope we see them the next time we do this. Jay Aldrich, my brother there, with his wonderful girlfriend Renee. They don't really have a lot of content on their channel, but they are very good friends. And if you become friends with them, you won't go wrong. They are some of the best supporters on YouTube you'll ever see, and in Facebook. Become a friend of Jay here on Facebook because he's a good man. So make sure you go to his place. JPRPH1, who's also known as John Ponteriero. John, thank you so much for being here. He has some decent content there that I know of, and also he's a very huge supporter of all of our panelists and all of our members here in the community. So make sure you go see John. And Jeff B, he's also a huge supporter. Thank you so much, Jeff, for being here. Uh, check him out when you see him in chats and say hello. Say hello to these people. They're very good people. Charlotte Nightster the Werewolf, of course, she's multi-talented. She has a fantastic channel. If you get a chance to go there, just type in exactly how it says there in the search pattern of YouTube. It comes right to her channel. So make sure you check her out. She's got some great content, podcasts, watch parties. She does her own music that she does through AI Suno, so that but she writes her own lyrics for that and everything else. And then also she is a good songwriter. She plays instruments. Yeah, she is one of the best people to check out. So make sure you do. Also, Booger414 and his beautiful wife, Christine, they are cosplayers and they love to go to Comic Cons and other things. So they're also very huge supporters of our channels. So make sure you check them out as well. And I pinned this because this is the link to her Charlotte's Winona Ryder Heather's tribute. Make sure you check that out. Also, we have our beautiful Miss Connie Cleary, who we call affectionately the Bird Woman of YouTube. And this is her main channel, but she does have a supplement channel called Fluff Chick Productions. Let me repeat that one more time. Fluff Chick Productions. I hope I said that right. Connie has that channel has some awesome bird videos and things on it. If you're ever having a hard week or a hard day and you just need something to calm you, bird chirps and things like that, she's got it for you in droves. So make sure you check out Connie Clary. She is fantastic. And of course, here is our friend Palin, his Pal Trails. Make sure you check him out because he's got some good video on there. Some trips he took to New Hampshire, climbing, things like that. So make sure you check out Palin's location there, and he has channels as well. So, all right. Okay, and thank you, Jeff B. Okay, so we're caught up. All right, so on behalf of Palin, on behalf of Charlotte, on behalf of myself, and everybody else we know in our community, I want to thank you again for all being here. God bless to every one of you and all of your families. And as we like to say, Mr. Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune, way back in the day, some of us might not have been around then, but he did a great show called Siskel and Ebert at the Movies. And he was at the top for one reason, because he's one of the best movie critics that ever was. And the one thing he always said was, and now the aisle is closed. So, everyone, thank you again. And of course, as I always like to end our shows with, God bless America, God bless Canada, God bless the entire world we live in, and of course, peace from Mikey Sue's 4. So, my wife, Suzanne, our beautiful cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu, and Moonpie just turned 8 years old, so she's an old lady, just like I'm an old man, and she's an old lady. We want to thank you all. So take care, and next time we'll see you again. Same Mikey Sue's time, same Mikey Sue's channel at 1 p.m. Eastern in 2 weeks for our next fan film from Star Wars. Till then, hey, have some fun out there.